cut it. Just cut it. Okay? We're not. No. 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 Cutting it. Might as well do the first cut. Ahí mismo. Get it out of the way. Just like this loss. Get it out of the way. We're done. Cultura. 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 However you say it, that's how you say it. Now and forever. I don't make the rules. I just make the rules. I am Studio Mogura. Studio MOGURA. Hit me up at the PayPal. Hit me up at the CashApp. Buy my book, Full Moon Nights, a chronicle of the Miami rave scene in the early 2000s. Basically, me going through to this rave when I was younger, all crazy and stuff in Miami. Buy the soft cover or the hard cover. Check out my comic shop, Octo Taco. I haven't uploaded anything there, but you can read my blog there. And check out my t-shirts. And then check out my discography on Spotify from 1999 till now, including my latest album, The Reflection Blinds You from Seeing the Truth. Okay? Boom. Bam! Done! I think that's the quickest we've ever done it. Let's get to business here. There's a lot to talk about. First of all, I'm going to apologize for my voice. I was yelling, I was smoking, and then I got this Banana Crush that they had at Truly. They had a minis, and they had a big one, a regular whole flower, and they were both 26%. And I'm like, fuck, I gotta get that because usually Banana Crush is not like it's not more than like 19-20%. And so I got this 26%, and I opened it and it was like, it looks so shitty. It's like the minis. There's no difference between the minis and the whole flower. There's just no difference. And I was like, fuck, man, that shit sucks. And then I took a hit of it. And I complained also online. I went online and I complained. And I also complained that, like, it just looks the same. Like, the weed seemingly looks this. There's no, like, the weed all looks the same. And I don't like that. Like, you go to other places and the weed looks different, And truly weed always looks the same. And it's kind of annoying. And I hit that shit. It was amazing. I don't tell you. The smell that it leaves behind when I go out of the room and I come back, I'm like, ooh, shit. Just like that. And then the taste, it has the cottonmouth taste is like weird. It's like I've had a milkshake, but I haven't had a milkshake. I haven't drank anything. And then it makes me want to drink a milkshake because then I want to get the legit taste like that. It's weird. I don't know what to tell you. What I do know what to tell you is that this team blew a humongous opportunity. Great opportunity to come in there, just go in there and walk out. Head to wherever the hell we're headed right now, Minnesota. Possibly where we haven't won in forever, and we don't give a fuck about that game. But this was a game that we had to. And we did it. We did it. We had it right there. But I'll tell you this. I'm not mad. I gotta stand up straight because what I noticed, I'm slouching too much. It's really like this, and it makes me look like. I'm also leaning a lot like this, like that, so it looks like I've got this thing, and it's really my shoulder doing this thing, like a raptor. So we're gonna do a try up. Okay. I forgot what I was talking, but it doesn't matter. This team missed an opportunity. It had it pretty much the whole game, but what I did learn. And why I'm not mad, I didn't feel nothing come from what Boston brought to us in this game. I feel we could easily overcome. I want people to see, like, we could have won this game. And who the hell's on our team? You don't even know who's on our team. You don't know who Jaquez and Drew Smith are. You don't know any of these guys. Never heard of these guys. I thought the Miami Heat weren't going to be able to compete and all that kind of stuff, and we took it to the Celtics all game long. Sorry. We took it to them all game long. We had it pretty much. We had this game in the first half. We could have just. But then Spo kind of fucked up with Kane. He wanted to see what he could get out of Kane, which I totally understand. Early in the season, let's go. Let's see what he has. And he didn't have anything. In fact, he kind of flipped it and kind of like that gave energy to Derek White, and he went crazy. Derek White went crazy, and that's it. And then we had a shot there at the end, but guys didn't take advantage that Porzingis got. He fouled out, and just that's it. Guys didn't take advantage of it. Like Jimmy didn't like drive into it. We just didn't really get good looks, good shots off. Even though the ball seemingly kept falling into our hands and we kept giving us opportunities, we didn't take advantage of those opportunities. Here, a lot of guys had open shots at one point where when the Celtics got back in the game. A lot of that was because guys had open shots and they missed them. But overall, I'm really happy with how everybody played. But we lose in Boston all the time. This is no different. We're gonna lose. We're gonna win in every game in Boston. No, we're gonna lose in Boston at some point this year. So I guess this is it. No, we just gotta make sure when they come to our house, we beat them. Let everybody have those expectations of like, oh yeah, okay, Boston's fine, right? But halfway through this game, they were like shitting their pants. They're like, fuck, Miami again. All those. I gotta imagine those Boston fans left out of there like, yeah, we won this game. Woohoo, we beat them. We fight. Yeah, we're better. We're over the hill. But I think really smart Boston fans came out of that game and fully well know that we're not good enough to beat the Heat in a 7-game series. You're not good enough. I mean, Brian was doing great, bro. I want to see more of him on the court because he was eating it up. Eating it up. Should have had him in the game with Bam. Should have had him in the game instead of Kevin Love, but then Kevin Love hits that 3, and I'm like, oh, fuck. God damn it. Gotta leave him in the game. Should have had him instead of Kyrie Irving, maybe. I would have had somebody else, but it's too early in the season to really do that. But I think that's why you do it, because it's early in the season, and it's better to do it now than do it, like later on. Yeah. So, yeah. I feel good. I'm not really upset or anything, and it was a great game, bro. That was an amazing fucking game for game 2 of the fucking year. Boston left out of there cheering like, wow, this is awesome, blah, 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 blah. But let me tell you something, man. He could have had this. Jimmy was off all game. Jimmy wasn't even, it was gone. He was in here. And the door was open for him with Porzingis, and he just didn't take advantage of it. All he had to do was just go to the foul line. But you know what? I respect Jimmy and his decision of not to do that and break his fucking back in game 2 when they got to go to Minnesota tomorrow. I mean, fuck that. He knows. This is how this team plays now. There's no doubt in my mind that this is how they do it. Like, they're not really thinking of the individual game. They're thinking of this. They look at the season in series in sections. Okay, well, this is just game 1 of this like little road trip kind of that we got to do, and blah, 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 blah. How do we come out in the next 4 games? Come back at me in the next 4 games. We'll see how our record is. For the next 5 games. We do it in every 5 games, we're going to see how our record is. But right now, whatever. We lost at Boston. We lose at Boston all the time. We also win at Boston. It's no big deal. I'd like to win next game. That'd be nice because apparently we've never won there. We haven't won there in like 5 fucking tries apparently. I'd like to win there. I'd like to win in Minnesota tomorrow, which is a good chance because usually when the Heat lose a game on a back-to-back, they win the other one. If they win the first game, they lose the next one. So I want to hope that the next game we do a lot better. That's it. I don't got much to say. It's going to be a short Heat Cultura. I know I started late 10 minutes, but I realized, oh fuck, I hadn't shaved like the whole week. I forgot, and so I was like, fuck, let me just do that right now. I'm hoping that I had enough battery because I never use this thing. And it's like dying on me. I'm like, like that, so that it scrapes. It's gonna feel great tomorrow, I'm sure. And then I wanted to move the camera around. Or something. I don't know what I did. All right, I got something to drink. Some water. I don't know. Who cares? I took my time. That's what I did. You know what I did? I took my time. Because it was a loss. Fuck it. I'm going to take my time. So, And Larry played great. I feel like we didn't see enough. I mean, Spo should have written a little bit more with the bench, man. The bench was doing great. I think the bench came out and they looked great against the Celtics bench. Like, I have no problem with that. Like, everybody did pretty good. Marquez, I love that I saw him basically get fucking schooled by fucking Tatum at the beginning of the fucking half, in the first half, and in the second half, he basically, he was like, he closed the door on him. So he's like, nope, not in the second half. I like that. Drew Smith was great. At the beginning, I'm like, okay, well, let's see what this guy's all about. Why did we keep this guy? What is this? And he showed you, bro, that guy's got great defense. So he's going to fit right in. It's game 2. Game 2 of an 80-game season. Imagine that guy in 20 games. Gotta hope he's going to do a lot better. Kane is the only one that I'm like, I don't know. We got to see more with Kane, and he's on this two-way chip. But I totally understand why Drew Smith got the fucking two-way now. We got to see. He got the contract, not a two-way. We got to see Swider. I would hope to see Swider in this game. I said put Swider in this game. The minute Miami started dominating, I would have been like, put Swider in the game. Let's see what he has. Let's put him right in the middle of the fire. See what happens. Him and Duncan. You gotta keep Duncan in this game more. And I'm really scared to say it because every time he does, it just doesn't work out. He's much better off the bench. But I think you got to start Duncan Robinson, man. I think you got to start Duncan Robinson instead of Kevin Love. I don't think you can have Kevin Love out there. Starting with this team, no. It's got to be Duncan. And if Drew Smith can emerge, but I don't think so. I think we're going to still ride Lowry the entire fucking season. But we need somebody else, man. I think we need somebody else at point guard. But I don't. Fuck it, But Ike Lowry doesn't do enough, bro. He does enough, and then he doesn't do enough, and then you're like, what the fuck? But then it's like you notice that Butler hasn't done enough. So I mean, can you really blame Lowry? Do you really want to say, oh, it's Lowry's fault and stuff like that? Nah. I wish he would have done more, taking more shots and hit him a couple more threes, man. That would have been nice, but Hero should have hit another fucking wide open three that he had at the end. And, it wasn't wide open, but, whatever. For Hero, in the middle of the game, it was. But Robinson needed to take a couple more shots. I would have liked to have seen Robinson at the end and have him get some plays for him, and that's something that we didn't do. But I don't really think we missed, really, honestly, Gabe Vincent, and we missed Strus in this game. Because we made up with Gabe Vincent with Drew Smith, and, Robinson gave us minutes, and it just wasn't enough. And I'm not going to say that, if we would have had Strus, he would have hit, 20 fucking threes. You know what? I understand that Strus used to play for the Celtics, and he always played against the Celtics great. He always did. But, no. I'm not going to even go there. The whole fucking season, bro. This thing with Gabe Vincent and Strus making it seem like we lost, these really big integral pieces. These guys, just fought really hard for their jobs when they were here, and they got it, and that's all they did. But to say that they were oh my god, bro, they were not even starting at the beginning of the year. Nobody knew about these two guys until we literally got to the finals. Not even through the playoffs. And all the shit they did, people were like, who the fuck are these guys? Nobody knew until they got to the finals. And then all of a sudden they leave and it's like, oh, they lost 2 pieces. Okay, yeah, we lost 2 pieces that we could easily replace, and we literally just did. Tell me this isn't a game that if Gabe Vincent and Strus were playing, we'd still lose it in the same fucking way. We would totally lose this game in the same way. We lost this game last year in the same way. The fucking goddamn Celtics beat our ass during the regular season. And then we beat them in the fucking when it mattered. We beat them when it fucking mattered. That's what we did. And that's what we do. And that's what we're going to do again. It's just going to take a long time. Because we got to go through these 80 games to get to that fucking point where we're going to be sitting here. And I'm going to point out, remember in the second game after the second game in the season, he Cultura, episode 2. You know, remember we were like, you know, doing when it matters, and we're gonna be sitting there and we're gonna be like, we see, didn't do it when it matters, and that's gonna be like when we beat their ass in the playoffs when it matters. So, no reason to be upset. Yeah, sure, we had it. Could have won this game. It would have been nice to win this game and kind of ruffle the feathers of the media that is like up the ass of the Celtics and the fucking Milwaukee Bucks. But I really more wanted to see, okay, well, everyone's talking that the fucking Celtics are like so much better than us. Let's see them fucking lead this goddamn shit by like 20, 30 points and beat our asses, dude, and let's get this ass whipping going. And I didn't see that. I see that it's very rare, honestly, that when the Heat and the Celtics play, that they're like so close the whole game. It's not like 15-point difference, 20 points. I mean, I know we had kind of a big lead. I think it was 9 or 10 points, but that's still, I feel, close for these two teams. I'm talking about like, okay, there's a 25-point, 30-point fucking lead in this game, and that happens a lot when these two teams play. So, for it to be like, you know, the Celtics were leading, and the Heat take over, and then the Heat lead for a long time, and the Celtics take over, and then the Heat come back, and then Celtics take over, and then the Heat come back, and then the game's over. That was the game. Normally, it's Celtics build a 30 fucking point lead, keep that all the way, 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 and in the fourth quarter, oh shit, the fucking Heat are like 1 point away with like 30 seconds left. And they tried to pull this shit tonight, you know, but it was like, it's too early in the season to be just like, It really is. Remember, the goal of this shit is just to get a spot in there and get in there healthy. You gotta get in there healthy, man. That's why, this guy wasn't gonna be killing himself. I can understand Butler not killing himself at the end and not going full-fledged. I get it. You gotta try. Okay, fine. Game 2, I'm gonna give it to you. My only quarrel is that it's against the Celtics, and I really like to win those games. I really like to win these conference games and Eastern Conference games and rivalry games against people in our conference that matter. I don't give a shit if we lose in Minnesota. I don't give a shit if we lose to anybody in the West. I would rather win these East games and ensure that we're like good against the East. You know? And then we worry about the West later. But, yeah. So, that's about it. I ordered Chinese food the other day. And just because I don't want to cook when I get off of Truly, I'm like, it's 7 o'clock, I don't want to cook. So we're going to open this fortune cookie. And this is like the Heat season right now. See what the fortune cookie says. It's a brand new fortune cookie. Brand new. Brand new bag. Right? Okay? Has not been tampered with. Has not been tampered with. Not been tampered with. We crack it. And let the little bits fall all over the ground so the cat can eat. And then we put it. This is like a really big thing. Jesus. Okay. Boom. It's out. Okay? The fact that I mentioned that there was a cat, the little bits for the cat can eat, is interesting. Because the fortune is, there is no such thing as an ordinary cat. How about another fortune? Secondfortune.com. That's bullshit. Lucky numbers. 29, 12, 24, 37, 23, 16. Those are good numbers. You have to eat the fortune cookie after you read the fortune. It's imperative. It's the only way it works. $29. It's a decent number. 12. It's a good number. 24. Double 12. sister's birthday. That's a good number. 37. Nice odd number. Not too high, not too low. Kind of right there. Not a 35, which is typical. It's like, that's a typical odd number. No. 37. It's a good number. 23. Which is close to 37 in that it's the reverse of 23 is 32. So it's like, so it flows really up. Plus, you have the 24. So it's 23, 24, and then you have the 29. That's a good number. And then you have 16. Date of birth. That's a really good number. I'm going to rock these numbers. See what happens. There's no such thing as an ordinary cap. This thing tastes horrible. You cannot see me true. It's like stuck to like parts of my mouth. So, that was our fortune. We'll be here tomorrow. For sure. Another Cultura. Episode 3. Game 3. Let's go. One more time. Back to back. You know we're here. Tomorrow should be a good day because it's the day of all-day college football. What else we got going on? Something else. I know there's something else going on. I can't remember. I don't know. Who cares? Saturday. Who gives a fuck? So we'll see. And then Sunday the games, baby. Sunday the games, baby. Oh, God. Football is here. We're in the midst of it. And the Jets are coming off a bye. And a win for the ages. We shall see them fight again. And we shall see this Heat team fight again tomorrow night. So, take this thing and move around. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. You won. Enjoy the spotlight and the pressure, Celtics. Because it's going to make beating your asses in the playoffs again. That much better. That's right. This team is not good enough to beat the Heat in 7 games. You know it. You know it. You know it. You know it. You know. You know it. It's not. It's just not. It's not. Bam eats Porzingis day and night. He has that shit for breakfast, dude. That's his porridge. It's Porzingis. Okay? That's his cereal in the morning. Nice and warm with a little milk. Derek White is good, man, and he shows up. So you gotta, Hero's gotta match up to him. And that's pretty much it. It's Hero matching up to either Derek White, which really, that's Duncan Robinson's guy. And Duncan Robinson's got to get time. Because if it ain't Love, it's going to be Duncan Robinson. And I think it should be Duncan Robinson starting instead of Kevin Love. But every time Duncan Robinson starts, man, he eats shit. He's been coming off the bench these first 2 games, and he's looked good. He came out, and I like how he looks. I like how he plays. So I don't know. But I think you got to give him more minutes. I think you got to not start him. Let him come off the bench, but finish the game as a starter. And get the best out of Kevin Love at the beginning of the game and at the beginning of halftime. I think that's what you got to do. You got to get the best of Kevin Love in the beginning of the game and the beginning of halftime, but end the game with Duncan Robinson on the starting squad, with the starters. Lowry, I gotta see more Drew Smith. I like Drew Smith, man. I think Drew Smith is a good guy that can take over. His defense is ferocious. He makes plays for us. He makes plays happen for other guys. He did that a lot this game. So I think I'd like to see more of him, and we're going to see more of him for sure after this game. Kane has got to show up, man. You know, Kane has got a lot of potential, man. He's just, I don't know what happened tonight, you know. Got his ass beat. That's all it was. But, I've seen Kane play really good, so I'm just like, man, I'd like to see that go off. I really don't know where the fuck you're going to fit Josh Richardson into this team. I really don't know. I don't know. I don't even remember what happened to Oladipo. Did Oladipo not come back? Did he quit? Did he get traded or something? I forgot. I completely forgot what happened to Oladipo. Or did he get hurt again? I don't know. I'll check in a minute. But, yeah, I feel like Josh Richardson is just going to be another Oladipo case. Where he's going to come in there and fuck up the mojo instead of like, we're good. If anybody else gets hurt, then you bring him in. But right now, we're good. Hayward Highsmith is someone that I gotta see. I'm sorry. I'm just like moving my foot because it's like, I'm in a really bad position. Hayward Highsmith is a guy that I gotta see play once he's back from injury. And I gotta see him play with Drew Smith. I gotta see him play with Butler. And I gotta see him play with, I don't know, man. I guess Lowry and Bam out there. Because that's gotta be a team that's just gonna be a real pain in the ass to score on. I gotta imagine. Oh, and Bryant. Oh, man, Bryant or Bryant? I don't know. Bryant, I think it was. Bam, Butler, Highsmith, Drew Smith. That is a lockdown starting five. That team will lock you down. I'd like to see that team. I don't know how much offense you can get, but I think you can get a lot of offense. You just got to play them more. You know, I want to see Bam with Bryant at the same time. I want to see what that looks like. You know, you put Kevin Love out there. Fuck that, man. Put this other kid in there. You know, and I know we have Orlando Robinson, I think is his name. And he looked okay. He looked like he had potential. So let's throw him in there just to mix it up and have a lot of size. I want to see this team with a lot of size. So I don't know, but it's early, and you know how Spo is, man. We've mentioned it before on this team, and you've heard it before if you've listened to this, which you haven't. Spo is the mad scientist. He's going to be mixing it up with this people starting, this people this. Maybe not this year, maybe not. But I think eventually he's going to cave in, and he's going to have to switch Kevin Love for Duncan Robinson at some point. And then maybe somebody for Lowry toward the end of the season. That's where Drew Smith has got to come in, or somebody else has got to come in to play for Lowry. Because Lowry's good, but I think Lowry and Love, I think, are best off the bench, coming off the bench with Robinson, just to conserve their energy and conserve them, you know, protect their health early on. Just don't come off the bench, man. Whatever, bro. And then when we get to the playoffs, switch it up and see how that goes. Or when we get into crunch time in the regular season. What else? What else can we do? What else can we say? I don't know. This is pretty simple. And I like where it's at right now. 30 minutes, I think, is where we're at because I started at the 10-minute mark. I started sitting down and getting it going. So we'll close it up here since we're gonna have another Cultura tomorrow. But yeah, man, don't let this loss get to you. It's annoying. It sucks that they lost to the Celtics, and yeah, they had the game and they were leading and stuff like that. But you know, this is how it is with the Celtics and the Heat, man. Like the Celtics beat us in their home, and we beat them when they come here, and then they take one over there, they take one over there. It goes back and forth. That's it. That's all it is. But you know that you came away from this game feeling very good about this team. You came away feeling, oh man, this team can compete for sure with the Celtics. They just got to finish it off. They got to play a little bit more together, and that's pretty much it. I expect this team to win when the Celtics come play here in Miami. Don't you? Are you scared of the Celtics? No, I'm not scared of them. Do you think we could take them in a 7-game series? Yes, of course we can. You came away in this game fully well knowing, like, oh yeah, we'll beat you guys again. I'm more interested in Milwaukee. How do we test up against Milwaukee? That's going to be the real big test. That's going to be a real big test because The reason why Milwaukee made that move was just one reason. It's not just to win the championship. It was a clear shot to Miami saying, hey, we're getting this guy not only to keep him away from you, but we're getting him to beat you. Because this is the only way to beat you. That's what Milwaukee's doing. They got Lillard to weaken Miami, to not let Miami get any stronger, and so that they can beat Miami finally with no questions asked. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm pretty sure they'll beat us this regular season. They'll probably hand us una paliza like we've never seen before. 40, 50 points, some shit like that. Whatever. Sure. But I still have my money on us in the playoffs against that team. For sure. Right now with this team is solid, bro. They just played different. These first two games. Sure, we let these other people come in. That's a typical Heat thing we do. Yes, we let this lead slip away. That's a typical Heat thing we do. But when you put those things aside and you just look at the big picture, I know you know what I'm talking about. That you felt that vibe when you were watching it. And you're like, you're not impressed with the Celtics. You feel like the Heat should be a lot worse than they are, and they're not. We're pretty close, man. We're good to go. Throw us in a 7-game series with these guys right now. You think we'll win? I think we'll win. 7-game series? I don't know. So yeah, it's okay. We're gonna end it there. Anything else? No? I got nothing. Right? Yeah, okay, we're good. Let's end it there. That's right, because we said we're ending the game because we got the back-to-back, so we're done. Okay? That's how we're doing it. So, Cultura. However you say it, that's how you say it, now and forever. I don't make the rules. I just make the rules. I am Studio Mogura, Studio MOGURA. Don't forget, hit me up at the PayPal, hit me at the CashApp, hit me up at Amazon, buy my book, Full Moon Nights. Available in softcover on Amazon, available in hardcover on Barnes & Noble. Get the hardcover, because the hardcover is actually really nice. Check out octotaco.com, which is my comic shop / blog. Check out my TeePublic, and check out my Spotify playlist that has my whole entire discography that you can listen to on the computer and enjoy it. You can also check out, I'm going to put a QR code for my YouTube playlist, because that's probably a lot better for people, because you can't listen to the Spotify playlist on the phone if you're not subscribed to Spotify. So, but yeah, that's it. That's how we're doing it. We are not game 2, bro. This regular 80 games, man. Whatever, man. Enjoy your thing. Enjoy the spotlight. Celtics. That's all it is. Enjoy it. Carry that cross for us, so that when we get to the end, we're like, hey, thank you for carrying that the entire season, and now it's breaking your back, so we can just crush you. That's how we're gonna do it. Okay, that's it, right? We said the thing. There's nowhere else. That's it, right? Don't freak out. Just freak out, right? Maybe. I guess.